What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. It is 6 MFing degrees out here, but I'm built for it. I jog in this type of shit. I don't even like the cold. All right, y'all, listen. Ain't that funny? I said MF and then said shit. I did that on purpose, though. Listen. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far. I'm up early, as usual, up and out, doing what I have to do, as as a man and as a father, So listen. Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, rematch. I picked Usyk to win, whether it was by stoppage or decision, but I felt like he knows what he has to do now. He knows that he can knock out Fury. He knows he can get to Fury, and I'm not ruling that out for sure. So, bottom line, I picked Usyk to win. I just plain and simply, I respect Usyk's consistency. You hear me use that word? So there's certain fighters, not a hell of a lot of them, but certain fighters that are consistent, and so if they wind up losing at some point, hey man, things do happen. But Usyk, I told everybody, I was asked a question, and y'all know the videos are right here in my archives, and even think one of my last 2 videos, somebody asked me about the prediction. And look at what I said, and look at how the fight played out. Now, he didn't stop him, but he won. And like I said, even in that comment, decision or knockout, but I'm going with him by knockout. The stoppage is what I really wanted to see him do. I wanted to see him knock him out, but I know that he can. And he knows he can, and Fury knows he can. Now, let's look at what Usyk did. Let's look at the fight. I told you guys, Tyson Fury needs to keep it long, stay behind his jab. The problem is, he doesn't have the footwork and the foot speed to do this shit consistently all night. If you look at what Fury does, he only uses movement to separate himself from his opponent, and then he starts trying to flick the jab to keep them on the outside. If he's landing anything or giving them trouble with getting in, if it becomes a stalemate or they start to move away from him, he'll step in. He didn't fight aggressively. See, he went in there and he tried to outbox Usyk. You heard the people of Talk Sports. You heard so many people talk about how Tyson Fury was just better than Usyk, too big, too strong, the hand speed and all of this stuff. And I'm saying, okay, I don't know what fucking Tyson Fury y'all looking at, but I never saw him as better than Usyk. I never saw him as faster than Usyk. And yeah, longer, rangier. It's like I said, he needed to keep it long, but that jab needed to have been all night long. Not sporadically, not for the first 4 rounds, and then, fade off with it. And I told you guys, Tyson Fury doesn't feel as confident in beating Usyk as he pretends. I told you guys, all of the name calling and calling him a middleweight, and I only need 2 weeks to beat him. He's not a heavyweight. He's not of my era. All that shit he was saying before the first fight. Everybody that was even believing what he was saying. Now, you don't know what's going to happen until fight night happens. But if you look at both fighters, that's all Fury had over him was the size. But again, there's other fighters that was able to get to Fury. That's not as good as Usyk. And when you look at and even like when he fought Steve Cunningham, and this is when Fury fought more fleet of foot of a style. I told you guys, if he believed what he was saying, there's no way he would be trying to fight on the back foot. Now, why does he feel far more comfortable trying to walk down Deontay Wilder, who is a much harder puncher than Usyk? Why? I said it once, I said it twice, I probably said it 100 times already, and I'll say it 100 more times. Because Deontay Wilder cannot box. And Usyk will make it easier Wilder will make it easier for Fury to be able to impose his will and land shots and get in, because Wilder just don't have the he doesn't have a good boxing IQ. He doesn't understand what he needs to do other than just trying to set you up for the right hand. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. There's no special effects with Wilder. And so for the people that have grown to get accustomed to this whole knockout crazy era where people don't understand, it's more than just power, man. And he only has power really in the right hand. That's it. Nothing special about his left hand at all. He's never knocked anybody out with a hook. He might have finished you with the hook. Might finish it off, but nah, it's the right hand. It's the right hand. Now, why would he feel more comfortable? Why? If Usyk is a powder puff puncher, Usyk's a middleweight, and Fury's that much better, okay, I told you guys. Only because of Wilder's lack of boxing skills and ring IQ. He did that. Look at everybody he's fought since then. And you didn't see him walk anybody else down. Nobody else. He didn't walk Dillian White down. He didn't even walk Derek Chisora down. Now, this is twice Usyk has beaten AJ. Twice Usyk has beaten Fury. Tyson Fury did exactly what I told you he's going to do. If he loses this fight by points, he's going to say he got robbed again. Remember how he made fun of AJ when AJ was in tears? And then after the second fight, because he trained his ass off and he just didn't understand why he lost and he had to melt down the ring. He's like, how could you beat me? You're not strong, right? You see what I'm saying? A lot of people had this shit in their head that Usyk is skilled, but he's small. And I told you guys, you can't underestimate anybody, and you cannot think a person can't hurt you. You can think it, but if you fight a person into thinking, oh, this guy can't hurt me. Let's say he's not really hurting you, but he's touching you. And let me look. I saw Usyk doing so many things in that fight. Like, one, Usyk wasn't worried about throwing the power shot so much. Usyk was worried about touch. I'm gonna touch him. I'm piling points up. Touch him to the body. Punch him to the chest. Punch him, touch him, right? Get around the jab. I watched him change his speed of coming in and out, his head movement. I watched him do this purposely to see how he could throw off Tyson Fury's rhythm and timing. After those first 4 rounds, Fury did exactly what I told you. You started to see the jab was less and less consistent. He would throw the jab, throw the hook to the body, right? No flurries though. The more punches he throws, the more he's open to get clipped and get caught. When he fought Wilder, he didn't get clipped. It's not like Wilder timed him, cut his shot, and bam, man, beat him to the shot. Wilder caught him slipping every single time. All 4 knockdowns. You go watch the second and third fight. All 4 knockdowns was due to Tyson Fury underestimating Wilder being able to, throw a shot and get to him. Because he was winning the fight so easy, he got arrogant. My bad, the first fight and the third fight. You watch all of those knockdowns. Every knockdown was due to Fury being careless. And Wilder will, if he catches sleeping, yeah. It's not like the motherfucker, I don't know how he's not a complete wasted fighter. He's not highly skilled. But if you stand up there in front of him and you're not doing anything and you let Wilder get too close, of course he can clip you. He didn't I'm going to time him, I'm going to cut his shot. Like I said, I'm going to set him up, I'm going to set trap. No, he just caught Fury slipping. Look at every knockdown. Wilder punched when Fury didn't expect the punch to come. Usyk basically, just went there and knew I got to do the same thing I did the first fight. That's all. The same thing. Don't let him get his momentum to where, he starts, I'm getting hit with unnecessary shots and, let him get more confident, start to find the range. My job is to shut all that shit down and turn it around. And that's what you saw Usyk do. Usyk did not let Fury like get no substantial lead on the scorecards and all this shit. Fury doesn't have the gas tank to be any busier than he was in the first fight. And I told you guys a long time ago, years ago, what did I tell you guys? I said, look at the fights between Wilder and Fury. These motherfuckers was not throwing a lot of punches. Especially in that first fight, man. Fury, he was throwing like 16 punches, landing 10. Shit like that. It was very low punch output. So the biggest thing about their fights was always, in every fight, the anticipation of what's going to happen if Wilder catches him clean. Is Wilder going to finally knock him out? Every fight, that was the anticipation, was Wilder catching him and knocking him out. The fight itself, if you look, they wasn't really throwing much of shit. A lot of feinting and moving and all, whatever. And I told you, see, Usyk's feints and him coming out that southpaw stance, his feints and his movement, his in and out, his side to side, him making you not know what he's going to do. You expect him to punch, then he doesn't. You don't expect him to punch, then he comes in with 3, 4, 5. You're like, this is what Usyk does. And Fury can't keep that pace up. See, Fury needs space. Fury is not good at closing the distance and controlling the distance. Fury, if you stand there like a dumbass on the end of his punch, you just make it easier for him, like the way Dillian White did. And Dillian couldn't find a way to get in or get out. He couldn't do anything. He didn't know how to do anything. So, for all these so-called experts that was talking about all the advantages that Fury has over him, the physical advantages only matter if you know how to use them. And clearly you see, the dude is long and rangy, so he needs to get the distance. He doesn't have the foot speed and the footwork to take that step back. See, Wilder will take a quick step back and slide back, but basically, the only thing Wilder's going to do is slide back and turn to you with the right hand. Wilder's not going to throw a jab and turn that jab to an uppercut or turn it to a hook. Wilder's not going to, feint to the head, go to the body, come up 2, 3 times. Wilder doesn't do that. And Wilder has a sloppy technique. All you got to worry about with Wilder is the right fucking hand. That's it. That's it. Wilder used to have a good jab. Like he had a consistent power jab. He doesn't do that anymore. And also the problem with the power jab. See, this is what I'm telling you. These boxers here now, man, they lack basic boxing fundamentals. They really do. Even if they're good at other things or certain things, they're just not good all around. Usyk is just simply better than Tyson Fury. It's as simple as that. Now, Daniel Dubois jumped in the ring. He wants his rematch. He jumped in there, and I'm like, man, you better not look past Joseph Parker. You mess around, and the same thing happened to you, happened to Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller's fighting you, and he's wasting his time worrying about Anthony Joshua and talking trash about AJ when he should have been focused on you. And Frank Warren, that expression on his face, man, like, I'm sitting there cracking up like this motherfucker salty. Before he even opened his mouth, he even got mad at somebody at the post conference for talking while they was in there, or whatever. Like, it was just funny because I'm like, now you see, it's so funny how when you think you on top of the world, it's so funny how all of a sudden when the show is over, and you know that this is more than what people are thinking. Tyson Fury lost the first fight. He was robbed. He think he won the fight. He's there talking about Frank told him he was up by 3 rounds. Had him up by 3 rounds. Oscar De La Hoya said he had him up by 3 rounds. I figured I was up by at least 2 or 3. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bro, you lost the fucking fight. You lost the fight. Now, he's, the sore loser shit. Now, you motherfuckers are sitting there laughing at AJ. And guess what? Now you know exactly how AJ feels, don't you? Yeah, now you know exactly how Anthony Joshua feels. But at the same time, AJ's not making any excuses up. See, I don't think Fury wants to retire now. I think Fury wants to go out with a win. Usyk said, I can more. So, Usyk ain't ready to retire. And basically, he said he'd go home and rest. He's like, no problem. He'll fight Daniel Dubois. That's no problem. Now, if you remember the Dubois fight, I respect Usyk as a fighter. I respect Dubois as a fighter. Dubois did something, regardless to how many people are still in denial. He caught Usyk with a body shot and folded him. And Usyk lied and said he got hit in the balls. Nah, brother, that wasn't no ball shot. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't give a fuck about no damn belt line, okay? You can pull your pants up to your nipples for all I care. You can sit up and say, but it was under the belt line. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was on the belt line, part of the glove slightly a little bit below, whatever. Big fucking deal. It was a gut shot that he knocked the wind out of fucking Usyk. That's what happened. Now, here's the thing that you also got to look at. Now, if the referee does his job properly, Daniel Dubois wins the fight. Simple. But this is what you got to look at. Usyk, he ain't stupid, man. Usyk know what happened. Usyk know what happened, and he got away with highway robbery that night. But you see what Usyk did? He said, "Fuck this. Let me get this motherfucker out of here." And Usyk turned up. So Daniel Dubois didn't finish the job. He didn't finish the job. So if he's motivated, like, nah, I feel like I'm a better fighter now. Next time I hurt him, I'm going to finish him. Hey, we don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You got to get past Joseph Parker first. You know, but at the end of the day, this fight, if it happens, will have more anticipation. Now remember, like I said, after Dubois beat AJ, everybody's expecting him to, like, going in, like, he probably, like, they're expecting him to go and perform and do the same things again. Let's see if he can do it again. He just might. But he also might have a fight and go in there and look like trash. This is what happens a lot of times when it comes to boxing, man. Like, you think a fighter's going to do one thing and then they don't. So looking at, where Dubois is right now, one fight at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and start assuming he's gonna look this way and that way. I will say this though. Dubois, he should have momentum on his side. His confidence is probably way higher now. And a lot of times that might just be enough. Skill for skill, Usyk is a better fighter. Dubois is going to have to pressure him. He's going to have to be consistent with his attack, and he's going to have to go to his body. Now, at the same time, if you look at Usyk, he saw the body shots coming from Fury, and he started to just simply turn and catch him with his elbow, like with his, his forearm. And then once Fury wasn't landing the body shot, once Fury wasn't doing anything consistently anymore, because Usyk started to nullify the shit, you just saw a difference. And you saw Usyk is constantly thinking. That's the thing. Usyk is not just moving. Usyk is thinking every fucking second of the round. He's thinking. And he's figuring shit out. He's understanding what he needs to do. Now, let's look at this too. He took something away from Usyk, from Fury, that I told you guys. He's not going to be able to do this against Usyk. He got away with it with Deontay Wilder, and this was elementary. If you watch what Fury does, Fury will flick the jab out, and 10 times out of 10, when he flick it, he's not really trying to land it so much. And what he'll do, he'll flick out the left jab, and he'll swing with the right. And if you look, he'll throw it like a hook, but he cups his hand. He's not even really trying to land the punch so much. He throws that shit where the palm of his hand may smack you in the head, but he's trying to hook you behind the head to cause you to clinch. He'll pull you in. You won't resist, and you know what's going to happen? He's going to lean his weight on you and walk you back. He tried. Usyk kept his hands high, and Usyk wasn't worried about that shit. A couple of times Usyk was complaining to the ref about him getting hit in the back of the head. And Fury tried to take advantage of it because the ref wasn't doing shit about it, right? And hey, fuck it. Ref ain't doing shit. He's jumping in. Fury was desperate. Fury didn't believe that shit he was saying. And all of this talk they're doing, saying that Usyk and his team don't believe they won. No, that's you guys saying all this shit. Now he's going to go campaigning saying that he doesn't have any legitimate losses on his record. He was robbed, blah, blah, blah. Sour grapes. Like I told you, this dude is more like Deontay Wilder than he realized. They both lied. They both are excuse makers. And motherfuckers are brothers, man. Deontay talking to African warrior shit like, oh, look at your bloodline. You might fuck around and find out you got some Furies in your fucking blood, man. You know, they are identical, man. I'm telling you. The excuses, it's like the shit just doesn't stop. Now, he's not, as of now anyway, he's not making any excuses about his physicality or nothing like that, but come on, man, stop. You lost. One thing I can't stand about a person, man, and I don't, that just turns me off when a person can't just accept defeat. I'm not going to say my hat's off to him, the better man won, if I feel like I actually won. And, people will try to play that neutral shit. Well, in the heat of battle, you're feeling it, it was a very close fight. That fight wasn't as close as people said it was. Frank Warren got pissed. They only gave him 4 rounds. One judge didn't give him 1 round. Listen to, I was loving it though, y'all. Because Frank Warren talk a lot of shit, man. I was loving that shit. It was funny as hell to me because I'm sitting there just like, hey, listen, see, when you win, let's look at it like this. If the fight went exactly the way it went, right? Exactly the way it went, but they scored it the opposite for Fury, you know what Frank Warren would say? Definitely. If you look at the fight, he did this, he did that, he out-hustled him. He beat him to the punch on multiple occasions. He was landing 3, 4, 5 punch, throwing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. Whereas, he wasn't landing. But Fury, he tried to make excuses for Fury and say that Usyk wasn't outlanding him. He was throwing more, but he was missing. And he would lie like we didn't see the fight. Now, you know what he'd say if he was the promoter of Usyk and not Fury? Oh, Usyk was throwing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. He was outlanding him. He was outworking him. He was outmoving him. He out-hustled him in every way. Fury did good first 4 rounds or whatever, but he was doing good, but Usyk ultimately just started to come back, and he was doing everything better than Fury at that point. Yeah, that's what he'd say. Have you ever heard a fucking promoter sit up here and say, hey man, and their fighter win a fight and they say, nah, we can't accept this victory. There's no way that my guy won. No, you never seen that happen. They're not going to sit up here and say that. Once again, Usyk is simply just better than Fury. People, it don't matter. Look, unless you knock Usyk out, looking at the current heavyweights that's here now, and you never know, it could be somebody that you don't expect to beat Usyk. Might be the one that wind up knocking him out. But unless you knock him out, Usyk is consistent and Usyk is outboxing everyone. And so far, Daniel Dubois came the closest because, like I said, I don't care what nobody says. That was a clean body shot. I don't give a fuck the fact that that he had his shorts pulled up a little higher. I don't care about that. That was a clean body shot. And hey, man, Usyk sold it, said it was low. The ref bought it, and it worked. Problem was, Daniel Dubois didn't finish him. Let's just, he didn't finish him. And if he would have counted it like he was supposed to, if Usyk would have made it to his feet, he wasn't able to properly defend himself. Possibly. Because he took all the time he needed. They give you the 5 minutes when you get hit low. He took all the time he needed. But for that body shot to wear off. But yeah, I mean, and listen, Usyk ain't the first person, and he's not the last person that got away with some shit that they know damn well he didn't get hit in his damn balls, man. Like I said, I know where mine hang at, and I know my balls is not directly on my waistline. And that's where he got hit at. Now, that all being said, y'all, Usyk is the man at heavyweight. I don't care who your favorite fighter is. That motherfucker ain't better than Usyk. And until somebody beats him, I don't care who you like. Usyk is that dude. This is what it comes down to. I don't give a fuck about all this pound for pound, greatest of all time, or whatever. All that shit is subjective. It's nothing but people's opinions and all. I don't give a shit about any of that. You know, I'm enjoying what I see Usyk do. You know, AJ, stuff that he's done, you know, whatever, a lot of, you know, just different people, Terrence Crawford on them. When these guys, time is up and they will go on, it's the next crop of fighters that come in. And that's what it's about. I really don't care, man. Those conversations are just for fun when we do these fantasy matchups and stuff like that. I don't sit up here and give it thought. Where do I rank this person, that person? I know this, though. My fucking predictions be far more spot on than fucking Teddy Atlas and Paulie Malignaggi and all these so-called experts. If you do the math and look, Aries be knocking that shit out the park. These motherfuckers be going off what they like, more so than like being realistic. You know you can be wrong about a fighter because, hey, man, you looking at what they do. Like I said, the consistency, and you don't know what fighter's going to turn up. Like what qualities are going to come out of them in this fight. You know, what attributes are they going to tap into? And that's what you don't know. But once again, Usyk has been consistent. And my thing with guys like him and Terrence Crawford is, you know, when you get to a certain age, everybody, you know, Father Time don't tap on everybody's shoulder at the same time. You know, he's 38 now. You know, Crawford, 37, 38, whatever. So, just saying, as long as they can sustain, you know, like, you look and say, okay, if you're the same fighter you was in your last fight, you should be good against this guy, that guy, whatever. But you just never know, man. Shit can happen. Shit can happen. Fury put up a good fight, man, but Fury just can't do the things that people is saying he's going to do. Look at the description of what I said, whether verbally in any video about him fighting Usyk or the text I just put up at responding to somebody's question. Fury, I told you, Fury cannot fight actively, aggressively like that. He's saying he just have to be more active, just do more. He's going to do the same thing, but just do more. That's the problem. He can't do more. And you watch him. That jab should have been consistent. See, let me tell you the thing about the jab. The jab is to score and also create a diversion to set up for another shot. Offset a guy's rhythm as well, because you about to do pop on. Make a guy keep having to reset. Use your movement. Fury doesn't have the gas tank to constantly do that shit all night. He doesn't. If he would have, and also his IQ is not what people say. Why? Because if he was that much better than Usyk like people thought he was, you'd see him be able to change up what he's doing in the fight. You can clearly see once Usyk figured him out, he couldn't find anything else to do. So when you just, okay, I just have to do more of what I'm doing, but I just physically can't do it, I'm going to gas out. Checkmate. Gotcha. And Usyk knows he has the best gas tank in the division. You know, at one point, it was him and Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce ain't looking like that anymore right now. You see what I'm saying? He's 38. So you can see that Joe Joyce looks even slower now than he ever did. And he was always sloppy and clumsy, always. He never had good form, but you could even see he's that much worse now. You can see Dillian White, 36. He's not the same fighter that he was. So, you know, you never know when your age is going to catch up with you in that ring. That's the only thing that you look at with these guys in terms of them not being able to be consistent in the fight. But, hey, you can go in there and fight a good fight. You can go in, but shit can just happen. All it takes is one mistake, and somebody make you just capitalize on it. But Tyson Fury showed you. Like I said, he didn't fight like the big man. In fact, Fury tried to play it safe. He tried to outbox Usyk and tried to play it safe. He tried to not get clipped. He didn't go in there and fight him like, I'm coming to take your title. He came in there and tried to play it safe and tried to do the outboxing thing. And, you know, but it's like he deviated from the game plan because physically he can't keep it up. He can't keep that pace up. And when Usyk was touching him, and Usyk would slip a hard one in there every now and then. But his whole thing was touching to outpoint him. Now, I'm doing more than you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing more than you. You throwing 1-2s. I'm throwing 3-4-5s now. You know, I watch Usyk switch up and do different things. Like I said, even in and out, the way he moved, the timing of his head movement. You know, when I'm going to come in forward, back, you know, side to side, do that little, you know, his feints, his stutter stepping, all that shit was bothering Fury. And he was keeping Fury from getting his feet set where he could take that quick step back to get the distance right, you know, use the jab for measurement. And I started seeing Fury stop doing certain things because mentally, to remember all of this and to be able to keep implementing these things, that's a sign of a great fighter. And this is what I've been telling you guys. You guys gave him all that greatness. He's better than Ali. He's better than Larry Holmes. He's better than Mike Tyson and all this shit. He's too big and too strong for them. Right. Yeah, right. You guys are the ones who said all that bullshit. And I told you, I said, listen, you have the right to your opinion, but let's be real, man. Wilder's not a good boxer. So if you are giving Fury all these high remarks, these high marks and high grades because he wouldn't and did what he did against a guy who's already extremely limited, I don't see where that makes any sense. Let's just be real. He gets in there with the guy like Usyk, who can't punch as hard as you know, Deontay Wilder, and y'all forget that skills pay the bills, and y'all lose your fucking minds and start, you know, hyping people up. So the same way that y'all thought that he was better than Ali and he was all this shit that because Teddy Atlas say so, you motherfuckers don't understand. The same way you saying it doesn't matter now because, like I said, they'll never be able to fight, but the same way you was wrong about Usyk, yeah, it's safe to say you'd have been wrong about all those other guys too. And it's funny to me because when I hear these guys say, Tyson Fury is the greatest fighter of this era as a heavyweight, and I look at his resume, and I say up until Usyk, who was the best fighter on his resume? And if you say Deontay Wilder, I say bullshit. It's Klitschko. Look at how boring that fight was. And I told you, if he's going to beat Usyk, it's going to be a boring fight because he's going to have to do it by just standing behind a jab where people don't like that style. They want to see him trying to get rough and rough each other up and all that. And look at what happened, y'all. Look at what happened. I respect the sweet science. I like the variation. I don't look and say every fighter should fight just one way. No, you should fight to your physical strength. The problem is, like I said, most of these fighters they don't even understand. If the motherfucker go to the gym every day, you ask him, why do you throw your jab? Some of them probably can't even verbally really tell you. Or they might say, yeah, well, just land shots, you know, diversion. You know what I'm saying? Set up for another, for your power shots. Right, so why you don't fucking do it? Why do you just abandon the jab? Why you don't mix your jab up on how you throw it? And you see, the problem when you think that you're better than what you are, you will fight a guy, and when you can't overcome what he's doing, and then you realize, I can't switch gears on this guy. No matter what I'm doing, it's like he knows what I'm going to do. Remember when Devin Haney was fighting against Lomachenko? He told his father, he said, it's like he know what I'm going to do before I do it. That's because of Lomachenko's experience. That's because of Lomachenko's IQ. The thing was, Devin Haney never stopped going to that body. He never stopped doing what he was doing. Whereas with Tyson Fury against Usyk, right? Because, and let me say, Lomachenko wasn't able to implement a game plan that caused Devin Haney to stop. It was just basically a back and forth dogfight. Usyk was able to start to nullify that hook to the body. He was starting to nullify the jab. He was starting to nullify the jab and the hook to the body. You understand what I mean? So whether he was throwing just the jab, slip, pop, 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 he's coming in. Throw the jab, slip, throw the right to the body, slip, he catch it, and he's firing back. So now he's making Fury resort to just trying to throw the jab and move and feint and doing all this and can't find the range. So now he went from being counterpuncher to being lead to counterpuncher to being lead to being lead to being lead to counterpuncher. You understand what I'm saying? He's not allowing Fury to get comfortable. He's not allowing Fury to get momentum. He's making Fury think twice now about doing what was working. That's what happens when you're smart. When I watch Muhammad Ali fight, and this one thing I'm going to say, and I'll say this to Floyd Mayweather, I'll say it to Teddy Atlas, or anybody else who says differently. You think Muhammad Ali was just, a flash and flare, and technically he made a lot of mistakes and he did things technically wrong. No. It's wrong technically for another fighter that doesn't have Muhammad Ali's ability. If you watch Muhammad Ali, what you call flaws was done purposely. Like a motherfucker throwing punches and Ali simply just moving his head, leaning back, but he's not turning his head. He's looking at you and he's literally, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you understand what I'm saying? This is on purpose. Dancing with his hands down, using just his upper body to move his head out the way his shots counter. This is on purpose. His hand speed, his foot speed, his timing. Ali knew how to come in. He would dance in, get up to you, close enough to where you get ready to shoot your shot. As soon as you swing, he'll just turn at the shoulder, move, walk around, get back in there out of nowhere. Jab, 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 jab. And it's like, damn, I can't catch up to this motherfucker. Ali did a whole lot of shit that nobody else could do. So when you're saying his style was flawed, Mike Tyson said the same thing. But Mike Tyson also said, nah, I couldn't beat Ali. And he's like, let me tell you, he said, see, I could dish it out. He said, but I don't know that I could take that kind of punishment. He said, man, Ali, he was really like overwhelmed by Ali saying, this is the closest I came to dying when he fought Joe Frazier. And for people that's talking that shit, talking about Mike would have knocked Frazier out, well, we'll never know, but y'all tripping me. Y'all, see, this is the one thing. People, they underestimate people. They really underestimate people because you think, like, they talk all this shit about each era, the training is different. They got all these different medicines and training facilities with different equipment and all that. And not one of these motherfuckers you seen can show that they can go 15 fucking rounds. So with all this special equipment, with all this technology, none of these motherfuckers, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point don't you understand? It's easy to say, I think this person beat this person because he beat that person. History repeats itself with people with that mindset. And then when the person you think is going to win get their ass whipped, you like, I don't know what happened. This is what I'm telling you guys, man. Ali was skillful. Now, when you look at Ali in his prime, I still don't see anybody that I feel would have, like, really just, not saying that. I said, in my opinion, Lennox Lewis would have been a good fight, but when you look at even Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, Lewis won both of those fights. They called the first one a draw. Holyfield did much better than the second one, but Holyfield gave him problems. Now, y'all really think Holyfield could give him problems and y'all think Ali couldn't? Not slighting Holyfield, because Holyfield was that dude. I think Holyfield's style would have also, I think it would have been, I think in terms of anybody, if I say, for me, who might have been able to beat Ali, might have been able to beat him, Lennox Lewis, maybe Holyfield, maybe, and maybe Vladimir. Because Vladimir knew how to stay on the outside. He knew how to keep the jab pumping. But Ali was different, man. It was hard to time Ali. Now, you look when Ali got older, where he couldn't dance as much. Now, that's what I'm saying. You compare different versions. I don't see no clear win for Lewis, or no clear win for Evander Holyfield, or no clear win for the Klitschko. I'm saying that's my 3 picks of 3 heavyweights that I feel like would have been able to give Ali problems. Those 3 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because, they were skillful. They're not just big. Holyfield's not bigger than Ali, but Vladimir and Lewis were skillful. But, as far as them shutting Ali down, as far as them being able to keep Ali from nah. And truthfully, man, I sat down and I watched Ali. I still do. I watch Ali. And I'm just sitting there watching him, and I'm watching his movement, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker looked like he's playing with people. From the outside looking in, people imagine a hard-nosed type fighter. Oh, man, they did this to Ali. They did that. They did this. They did that. Let's not forget, the most devastating guy out of all these hard punches was George Foreman. Sonny Liston. You see what Ali did to them. Yeah, you see what he did to them. Now, if you look at a guy like Fury, who had trouble with Cunningham, got dropped by Cunningham, got hurt bad by Usyk, was cut and was hurt and was being outboxed for the first half of that fight, almost the first good portion of that fight by Otto Wale. And y'all seem to think that whenever Fury doesn't have a good showing, it's an excuse for him. Look at what him and Ngannou. Same thing. Now, we talking prime for prime, man, I don't see nobody that I feel was better than Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali, man, he knew what he was doing in there. He knew what the fuck he was doing there. And Ali could turn up. And Ali could throw punches all night long. He could dance all night long. He could move. I mean, look, all the showboating, the looking pretty and all that, that's part of his style. That's part of what he does to entertain. But Ali knew what he was doing. Ali was a mean motherfucker in that ring. You see what happened when Ernie Terrell pissed him off. And see, the thing with Ali is his demeanor is so relaxed. And he talks, even when he get loud, I'm the champion. He's entertaining people. But when you look, you think he's playing. Once he gets in that ring, it's time to go. And if you look at Ali's face, he always looks so fucking relaxed in that motherfucker, man. George Foreman told y'all, I hit Ali with everything I had. And then I came in, Ali do a punch, hit me back, tied me up, and then leaned in my ear and said, that's all you got, sucker? Told him he hit like a girl. Right? He's fighting Joe Frazier, right? And you just, you can't hear all the crowd, but you might hear mumbling. He's hitting Joe Frazier. You know what Joe Frazier said he's telling him? He's hitting him. Don't you know I'm God? Right? This motherfucker is in here like pissing you off, making you want to kill him. Foreman told you that. I wanted to kill Ali. Right? This is what I'm telling you. Ali has had wars. And when him and Joe Frazier fought, it was always a war. Ali showed you, I can sit down on my punches and I'll fight you. I'm not scared to do it. I just don't see the point in standing here taking punishment when I can stick and move and outbox you and outclass you and show that you don't belong here. So the Floyd Pattersons, everybody that Ali got in there with, Ken Norton, his style, and because of Ken Norton's style is why I say Holyfield probably would have did good against Ali too, because Holyfield has heart, man, and Holyfield can box. The only thing with Holyfield, his style against Ali is this. The way Ali move, Holyfield would have problem getting around Ali's jab. He have problems getting to Ali. He won't be able to cut the ring off on Ali for sure. His best chance is whenever Ali does kind of plant his feet and get the. But this is what I'm saying. But I feel like he would put up a fight. You understand? But like I said, I'm not saying none of them beat him, and I'm saying out of everybody that I said, those three to me, looking at them, a guy like Ike Ibeabuchi also is a beast, man. That dude was a beast, man. He just fucked his career up. And this motherfucker's supposed to be coming back to fight soon. If he did already, I don't know. I remember like about a month ago, 2 months ago, I saw a video of him. I know it was an older clip. I've seen him in like a little gym, a little home gym or something. He's working out, and then I seen him a quick video saying that he was coming back. He was fighting soon. You know, he's still like he jacked and pumped and all that and whatever. You know, we'll see. I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check when I go inside. I'm gonna check to see if you know what's going on, if anything comes up about it. But I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like, you know, these guys, like, I'm look, this era of heavyweights, nobody. Usyk is good, and Usyk is Usyk. Look, Usyk to me is the only heavyweight of this era, the only one. The only one that I have, I think you can, see, listen, man, I think Joe Frazier would fuck Usyk up. I think Holyfield would beat Usyk. I think Riddick Bowe would beat Usyk. I think Lennox Lewis would beat Usyk. Prime Mike Tyson, that vicious body attack he had, that if Daniel Dubois was able to catch him to the bar like that, Daniel Dubois was able to do that. See, this is what I'm saying. Let me just say this. And see, this is what I'm saying. Ali was different. Ali was durable, man. Ali was different. People don't understand this shit. It's like, for example, right? If you had to jog in the cold, now you're jogging in nice warm gym facilities. That's great, and it's better for your body in the long run, especially. If you had to walk far to school as a kid, now you got nice school buses to take you, not just the football teams with special needs. If you had to grind and made a lot less money to get where you were trying to go, now, or you got social media and different ways to promote yourself. To, you know, you wind up being rich before you even, you know, making good money before you start to make good money in the sport of boxing. You can be sharp and be skillful, but those hard-nosed fighters, they have something extra inside of us, man. It's not the same. It's like you watch people imitate Michael Jordan. You watch people go in there and try to copy Michael Jordan. You watch people try to do fancy shit in the game. You watch them practice and they sit there and let me do something creative. Right? But Jordan got 6 rings and these other dudes don't have shit. And even for Kobe, even for LeBron that have 5 or whatever, right? Let's look at it for what it is, man. When you watch Jordan, a 16-minute historical Bulls mixtape got people going, oh my, get the fuck, no way, hold, let me read, no way, this motherfucker shot behind it. Yo, he closes, yo, how did you stop? Yo, and he got handles? Yo, and he can shoot threes? He played deep. Yo, this dude is the GOAT. If 16 minutes make you think that, imagine if you watch Jordan play his whole career. This is what I'm telling you. You guys are watching clips of Muhammad Ali. You're watching clips of Mike Tyson. You're watching clips of Evander Holyfield. The OGs that been around that remember, sometimes they forget, they get caught up into the hype of what's happening. It's not about trying to take credit from anybody. If I thought somebody was better than Michael Jordan, I'd say it. If I thought somebody was better than Ali, I'd say it. Now, technically, you had guys, because Ali strictly headhunted. This is also what made Ali so dangerous too. Why? What fucking heavyweight you see got head movement enough to where Ali can't catch him? Now, Frazier gave him problems, right? Like I heard Michael Jai White say he think Tyson would beat Ali. That's his opinion. He said, look at the guys that gave Ali trouble. They're similar to Tyson. Only fucking guys that was similar to Tyson. You talking about Joe Frazier. But he still was way different than Tyson. Let's be real. Mike used to do the same. Mike would do the same shit. What does Mike do? Right, left, right, rip to the body, bam, come up to the head with the left hook. Mike did what he did, but Mike had speed, Mike had power. Mike was smart, Mike knew how to fight. But Mike Tyson depended on his brutality. And if you could outthink Mike Tyson, Mike gets frustrated. He starts doing dirty tactics and all that. Ken Norton, he gave Ali trouble. But also, he fights nothing like Mike Tyson. Not to mention, we're talking about after Ali. It's funny because people always bring up the fact that Tyson went to prison for 3 years and came back, right? But they don't acknowledge the fact that Muhammad Ali, the people that say that they Mike would have won and they talk about what Mike did, look at Ali before prison and after prison. He wasn't the same fighter either. And that's the version that Joe Frazier got of him. That's the version that Ken Norton got of him. That's the version that George Foreman got of him. And he still beat George Foreman. And even though Frazier and Norton beat Ali, Ali beat them. But Ali clearly wasn't the same fighter when he came back. And Ali wasn't training at all either when he was exiled from boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? They always try to say that shit, but you know the one fight that Michael Jai White and nobody else wants to acknowledge? They don't acknowledge the Quick Tillis fight, who was nothing but a Muhammad Ali replica. Go watch that fight if you didn't, or if you don't remember it clearly. And look at how much trouble Quick Tillis gave Ali. And let's just be real, man. James Quick Tillis couldn't lace Muhammad Ali's boots, man. And he frustrated the fuck out of him. And guess what? He was the first fighter that took Mike Tyson the distance. And a lot of people was like, yo, I think Tillis won, man. Tillis leaped in with this lazy-ass left hook at one point, and Tyson caught him, clipped him, and dropped him. He was good, got right back up. But it's still a 10-8 round because of that. You see what I'm saying? Well, guess what? If Quick Tillis could frustrate him like that, and Quick Tillis could fucking have Tyson missing, and this is a prime Mike Tyson we're talking about, what the fuck you think would have happened if Ali was in there with him? And this is why I'm saying, man, it's easy to talk that shit. In fact, if Usyk and Fury never fought, the general consensus would be Fury would have won. Too big, too strong. He beat Wilder. And that's all you ever hear. He beat Wilder. He beat Wilder. He beat Wilder. Then when you question his resume, that's where they bring up Klitschko. This is what I'm saying. Fury is a good fighter. You have some good fighters in this era, but like I said, man, they lack the basic fundamentals, man. They just do. Do you think Tank Davis could be down on the scorecards against Sugar Ray Leonard and all of a sudden he's just going to come back and chop Sugar Ray down and knock him out? You think Tank Davis is going to fight Aaron Pryor and be behind on the scorecards and come back and just... you know what I'm saying? You guys got to understand, man. Like, when you take the best fighters today and you put them against the best fighters of any fucking era where fighters are truly great, smart, sharp fighters, and it's not the same. You know, when I watch a fighter, I get a feeling inside of, I don't get that shit from these fighters, man. It's, you know, it's different. And this is what I'm saying. To be fair about it, outside of just fantasy talk, I don't really even sit and think. I really don't. I don't even sit and think about, like, just who's better than who and I really don't. Everybody, like I said, they all had their time and came and went. And after this generation, there'll be another, long when I'm dead and gone, the same thing, man. It'll be more people going, nah, this guy would have beat this guy, this guy would have beat this guy. It's not about, let me choose somebody from my era. That's what people love to do. That's not what it's about. It's about being honest about what you see. That's what I do. And truthfully, Tyson Fury is not that guy, man. Tyson Fury is good, but Tyson Fury has his flaws and he also has his limitations. And, when you guys are talking about him and Wilder, man, like, them motherfuckers can fight all night. No, look at that punch output, man. This is what I'm saying. People don't understand, the way the game goes. Mental toughness is a reason, like, to me, if you look at, like, Holyfield and Michael Moore fight, for example, the rematch. Now, the first fight, something was wrong with Holyfield. That's when they was saying he had a hole in his heart or whatever the hell, or whatever was going on with him. But look at the rematch. And I said, if Holyfield put his fucking combination together and stopped pit-patting like he was doing, but something was wrong, then you could see something was wrong in that first fight, though. Like, you could clearly see, like, his movement. It's like when he fought Bo, he said he had the flu. And I remember he dropped Bo, and then all of a sudden, you know, he just couldn't get Bo out of it. He just, like, froze in his tracks and was sitting there. Bo jabbing, jabbing a little bit, and Holyfield just couldn't throw any punches. That way he was done. If not for that, he'd have knocked Bo out. But Bo did what he did. And you know, hey, man, that shit happened to Holyfield at the wrong time. But yeah, man, that's the way shit happens, man. You know, now, sometimes it just happens that way. But these guys are different. It's different, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like you, when you have to work hard to get something, once again, this is why you have to look and listen. When people are telling you, yo, this dude Mayweather trained like he's broke, you don't see that shit. Do you think Anthony Joshua trained like he's broke, or do you think he trained hard? I think he trains hard. I don't think he trains like he's broke. I don't think Wilder, I don't think none of them train like they're broke. And that's why these guys, out of all the years they've been in boxing, they don't even have 50 fights yet. They don't fight as often as dudes used to. You know what I'm saying? And why is that? Everybody's chasing that bag. And that's what it becomes. That's the motivation. And pretty much, this is the type of person that I am. To give you a more clear picture. I know you guys should be following me. I'm not saying anything complex. When I'm in the gym, right, I can remember they would tell me, like, yeah, after, you know, like, after we would fight, like, yeah, we would train, we would do, like, film study, and, yeah, right there in the gym. Motherfuckers put that fucking, they used to bring out that big-ass film projector and shit, and had that motherfucker up against the, you know, shining up on the wall, and we would sit there watching fights and all. I would go home and do the same thing. And when my ass should be sleeping, I'm in there literally throwing combinations, but I'm not just doing what the coaches taught me, what the trainers taught me. I'm adding my own combinations. I understand why I slipped this way. So now when I do this, instead of coming back, I'm going to come with the check hook. I'm going to feint, pretend I'm going to come back with the check hook. I'm going to step back, fake the jab, bam, come back. You know, I'm in there putting shit together. So now when the fight come, and I do this shit, and the coaches are like, where the fuck you learn that from? I just was not the person that I'm only going to do what you teach me. You understand what I'm saying? And so it was just constant. Yo, I do that shit to this very day. Do you understand what I'm saying? How the fuck are you when they're getting paid millions of dollars and y'all not doing this shit? It's different. Listen to Usyk talk. Listen to Fury talk. Money, money, money. I ain't fighting nobody unless somebody come give me a boatload of money. He went from going from saying, I don't fight for the money don't make me. I know a lot of millionaires and they're all miserable. Right? Do you ever hear Usyk talk about money? Floyd Mayweather, who loves the money and loves playing the bad guy role, right, knows what he has to do to get that money. Which, by the way, he just knocked this dude out one punch. I think in the 6th round last night. It was funny, man, because I'm like 47 years old. And Floyd know, okay, I can go ahead and play and carry these dudes. And, you know, we do. But guess what? Fuck this. I'm going to start knocking motherfuckers out. And here's the deal. How much money did Mike Tyson get against Jake Paul? 20 million. 20 million. Right? 20 million. Floyd just got 20 million fighting the exhibition. Huh? Yeah. I think it was the 6th round. I'm not sure. Maybe before. I don't know. It might have even been sooner than that. But I'm sitting up here. Pull it up on YouTube. I'm sitting up here looking at this shit. That's why I just saw the knockout. I didn't see the whole fight. But he knocked the dude out. 20 million. Do you understand? He's 47. That drive to make this money, he knew what he was doing. And he basically, so when I'm telling you Floyd knew what his exit strategy was, I'm saying it wasn't just okay, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do, okay, I did this, now what's next? It's like he planned this shit out, what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, and look at what he's doing. Ain't nobody talking about Pacquiao doing fucking exhibitions because he looked terrible in his last two. You understand what I'm saying? And instead of people just, I don't care how much the motherfucker is making, the point that I'm making is his love for the money, his lust for the money is what? It drives him. But Floyd don't like to be beat. He don't want to be beat. You understand what I'm saying? And in his mind, it's like, nah, ain't nobody gonna beat me. Fuck this. I'm coming in here to, and these are exhibitions. And he's getting $20 million. You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at things for what they are. Usyk is the best heavyweight of this era. It's not Anthony Joshua. It's not Tyson Fury. It's not Deontay Wilder. It's not Daniel Dubois. It's Usyk. And until someone beats him, he's the best heavyweight out there right now. It's just as simple as that. There was no robbery. Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Fury saw us, I'm not going to cry with spilled milk. Fury did everything he could in his power to keep tears from coming back on that stage. That motherfucker was listen, he wasn't robbed. If any of you sitting up here singing that bullshit, he was robbed, he won the fight, yeah, okay, well, whatever. Go sue the judges. There was no robbery. The better man won. It's as simple as that. Not once, but twice. So all that laughing at AJ, all that making fun of AJ like it would never happen to him. Remember what he said remember. Now let's remember what Fury said when AJ lost to Usyk. This guy got beat by a middleweight. When it comes to top level competition, Anthony Joshua can't cut it. He's not elite. I got to go over there and clean up his mess and bring the titles back to the UK. Did he do that? See, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. He said all of what he said, and he got beat twice by Usyk, just like AJ did. So this is what I'm telling you. All the guys that talk sport, all the guys anywhere, everywhere, that guy Gareth Davies or whoever, everybody that has put Fury on this invincible list and he can't be beat, and he's been beaten twice now by a guy that he called a middleweight and said he only needs 2 weeks to beat, right? That's what he said. What do I tell you guys? The only thing that matters is what you display in that ring. All of this entertainment shit, are you not entertained? Or yeah, whatever. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. And like I told you, if he fought in his mind, if he thought I'm the bigger, stronger guy, he believed in his physicality, he wouldn't have fought Usyk the way he did. He would have tried to impose his will more. But once again, he doesn't believe that he could do those things because he knows he doesn't have the type of gas tank, and he knows the type of energy it's going to take for him to beat Usyk, and he just doesn't have it. It's as simple as that. And that's why the fight was so boring between him and Klitschko, because the way Klitschko fought and the fact that Fury wouldn't engage, he would just engage enough to land points and just move. It was barely, it wasn't shit going on in that fight. That was one of the most garbage, most boring fights I ever saw. And then you got to remember, he never gave Klitschko the rematch. So we don't know what would happen in the rematch. But if Klitschko would have been on, if Klitschko would have been Klitschko, I would go with Klitschko any day over Tyson Fury. Any day. And this is what I'm saying. And let's not get it twisted. Klitschko is not of Fury's era. They fought, but he's not of his era. Okay? So when you start trying to say this fighter would have beat this fighter based on what you see them doing now, a lot of times you forget, or you don't, or you just don't know about certain guys. It's different, man. It's different. And I'm telling you, these fighters lack a whole lot of basic shit. And the training methods or all this shit. I remember, you know what's so funny? Remember how people was criticizing? You had these people being sarcastic, saying the way Floyd hit the mitts with his uncle, and his dad talking about, I don't know, all this slapping the glove shit. And notice how everybody's doing that shit now? Yeah, and notice how everybody you see is doing that shit now? Yeah. So, there's none greater than the originator. That's just how it goes. Everybody is trying to do the same thing. These fighters are more about flash and flair than they are skills. And what they see is skills. They don't understand how limited they are. In the past, right? Most boxers, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Ray Robinsons, the Terry Norris, like guys with those type of styles were known to beat the brawlers. Now, of course, there's times brawlers beat boxers, but for the most part, boxers usually beat the brawlers. Take a guy like Chris Colbert, flash and flair. Flash and flair. You see what happened to him when he lost, and lost again the rematch to the same guy. Even worse than the rematch. That's what you call flash and flair right there. His skill level isn't what he thought it was. Adrian Broner, who is better than Chris Colbert, but Adrian Broner was limited. Flash and flair. There's others. There's a whole lot of others. The toughness, okay, the physical toughness. Ben Whitaker right now is in a position of trying to prove himself, redeem himself from that last fight. Like, you understand? That's what I'm looking at. I don't even know who fought on the undercard. I didn't even see the undercard. I just saw the Fury Usyk fight, and I'm like, okay. I really didn't even. I don't even know who's on the undercard. To be honest with you, I didn't even. The other British guy, I forget his name. The little fro and shit. I know he destroyed a guy. I just saw a clip of that, but I saw the full fight with Fury and Usyk. But which I'm gonna watch the whole shit later on today. But listen, y'all. Listen. When you win fights easy, when you're able to go in there and play around with guys and look fancy and all this, and okay, that doesn't determine how tough you are, how durable you are. It doesn't. Now, people may like your character, might like your attitude or whatever the hell. In this era, they embrace the bad guys somewhat. But skill for skill, when you're talking about determination, I mean, Ray Leonard had flash and flair, but he had a whole lot more than that. So if you was to sit here and put up a video of Ray Leonard slip a punch and rub his hair, shit like that, right? Now, you put up a side-by-side of him and Broner, and if you take Broner's best moments and take Ray's best moments, you might also think that would have been a good fight. No, it wouldn't have, because Ray would have beat the shit out of Adrian Broner. See, this is the shit I'm saying. Fighters find out what they're made of when they fight other great fighters. But this generation of fighters, they just don't have the basic boxing fundamentals that they need. They just don't have it. You see when Dimitri Bivol, who's a tough fighter and can box, when I said Bivol is a basic boxer, that doesn't mean that's not a bad thing. Bivol had to be busier against Beterbiev. Bivol lost that fight because Beterbiev was relentless. Bivol says he know that he can do better. Once again, Floyd Mayweather figures you out in the ring, and then he shuts it down. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, Floyd will fight you 4 or 5 different ways. Usyk will look and see what you're doing. He figure you out. Okay, I'm gonna shut that down. Terrence Crawford will look, see what you're doing, figure you out. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna shut that down. Tank does the same thing. The difference with Tank is Tank will lose rounds. You know, Crawford is at times is a slow starter. You know, stuff like that. But bottom line is what I'm saying, the IQ. The difference with Tank and with the rest of the guys I just said, Tank looked for the knockout, and basically his approach is just different. But even Tank, I don't see a Tank beating a Roberto Duran. I don't see him beating no Ray Leonard or a motherfucking Thomas Hearns. I don't see him beating no damn Aaron Pryor. I don't see him beating guys like that, man. Not those guys. I just don't see it. I don't feel it. Few fighters that I get that feeling. I get that feeling with Floyd, that he would have been able to hold his own. They might have beat him, but I feel like he'd have beat them as well. I feel like, and even Ray. See, Ray changed his story. Ray Leonard ended up saying Floyd wouldn't have beat the four pillars of his generation, just saying, nah, Floyd would have held his own. Floyd could have fought in any era and held his own, and could have beat just about anybody. Like, Floyd is just that good. See, a lot of times jealousy, hatred, stupidity, or people just say things to stir up controversy. Yeah, he changed his story. Hearns, all of them gave him his props. Any fighter that says, I'd have beat Floyd in my era, I'd have did, right, you said you'd have beat other guys in your era and you lost to them as well, right? But they know better. And it's what I'm saying. Now, they put a lot of Floyd fights up now. You go back and watch shit, see the hatred people got, the stupidity, the hatred, that's what make people purposely try to, just block out what Floyd is about. But you watch him and you see, nah, this motherfucker's sharp, man. This dude is smart. You motherfuckers was the ones talking about Adrian Broner is better than Floyd because he's a more powerful version. I'm like, more powerful? Where y'all come up with this dumb shit? Where? Man, that dude is nowhere near as good as Floyd. Yeah. I it's not about who I like as a fighter. I don't have to like a fighter at all. I can feel like you're an asshole. I don't care about that. It's not personal. But you can't sit here and act like you don't see what you do see. The problem is, in this era, people don't even know what they're looking at. So for all of you that was talking this shit about Tyson Fury, that shit is over. That shit is over. Y'all said Usyk is good, but Fury's just on a whole nother level. His size, his reach, his movement, his IQ, he's just more complete. And it's going to be the case of a good big man versus a good little man. See how trying to think with a blueprint type mentality, you think there's a blueprint. You think that, no. You thought this was David and Goliath, only the story was going to be reversed this time. And I told you guys are giving Fury far too much credit. And once again, you pump him up because of his fights with Wilder. You pump up Wilder because of his fights with Fury. And if you take each other out the picture and just look at their careers, this is the point what I'm saying to you, man. You still look and go, damn, yeah, that's true. Who did he really beat aside from Klitschko that we really should be saying all this shit about? Who? You can't take a guy who has beaten, like Klitschko, he beat Klitschko in a boring ass fight, bottom line, but still he got the decision in a boring ass fucking fight that nobody respects and even cares about. And the thing about it is, people were saying the Klitschko era was boring and all that. Okay, but they were winning. And even with losses, you saw Klitschko when he got with Emmanuel Stewart, he did a complete turnaround, man. But you see what I'm saying, right? Is these guys were holding titles, and Vladimir was holding the belts for a long ass time. So when he finally lost the fight and he never got the rematch with Fury, and Fury come back with all this, I was obese and I was depressed and I was suicidal and all or whatever, and came back and gave people these little heartfelt speeches and all this shit just to turn around and become what he is now. And he's money hungry, talking about, and you notice how you talk about a loss, it's just a fight. That's it. It's not the end of the world. Right? It's just a fight. I don't care. If I lose, I lose. Yeah, he says these things. See how he reacted though? Yeah. Excuses, trying to not cry, sitting up there. Yeah, he's fucked up. He's fucked up. I never heard Muhammad Ali make an excuse for losing the fight. He just lost. Now, at the end of the day, Ali and everybody else have said some shit that might have been like, that was as far-fetched, or, you know, like even when he was saying, I'll give you an example. It was his opinion, but remember when Norton fought against George Foreman, Muhammad Ali was ringside. And remember what he said? He said, ain't no way he gonna beat Norton. He said, as fast as I am, I couldn't whoop Norton as fast as I am. George is slow, and George is this and this. Like I say, you don't underestimate your opponents. And George went there and destroyed Norton, and he destroyed Joe. So that made people go, oh shit. Yo, Ali, don't fight this motherfucker, man. Yo, this and this and this. Why were people saying that? Because they see that Joe and Norton gave Ali tough fights, and they saw George destroy them. So because George destroyed them, he's going to destroy Ali. That's not what happened. And this is what I'm telling you. There's different levels of greatness, man. There's different levels of greatness. And I haven't seen Fury show me a second and third gear. I just see him beat everybody just because of their lack of what they have. He's better than them, the guys that he beat. And with the exception of, you know, like with the like I said, the Klitschko fight, Klitschko just looked flat. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on in his head that night. He just looked flat in that fight. Like you know, and Fury didn't want to engage. He just wanted to just be on the back foot, barely threw anything, really. He just did enough to win the edge of the rounds out. And Klitschko didn't do shit. So we don't know what the rematch would have been like. You understand what I'm saying? But if Klitschko would have been on, like I said, I would go with Klitschko. Fury hasn't shown me, I mean, if let me tell you like this. If you have a fighter, and on that fighter's resume, they have fought and beaten every top tier fighter of their era. Not just that, but they were good enough to fight in any era. You can't take somebody that has a poor resume, but fought the best guys of his era, some of them, a few of them, and then pretty much start saying that he's better than these guys because of. Like, example, Henry Cooper was a big test for Ali. Because when he fought Henry Cooper, Cooper was a seasoned veteran. Ali was young, up and coming. He fought him twice. He had several fights. You know, Cleveland Williams fight. You know, of course, Sonny Liston. Of course, you know, Norton. Of course, Joe. Of course, you know, Foreman. You know, there was the other fight, you know, Oscar Bonavena. I mean, Ali fought some really solid dudes, man, some great fighters. You understand what I'm saying? And he fought and beat them. And like I said, for those that beat him, but he beat them, like with Norton and Frazier, Ali he fought everybody. He ain't ducked nobody, man. He ain't ducked nobody. Floyd Patterson, I mean, you go back, there's so many people. I know it's people I'm forgetting right now. You go back and you look and you be like, damn. You know, remember the What's My Name fight? Dude wouldn't call him his name. Yeah. Ali fought some bad dudes, man. This is what I'm saying. Ali was no joke, man. Look at his resume. Now, how the fuck you going to look at Tyson Fury resume and say he beat Derek Chisora, he beat Vladimir Klitschko, right? Which to me is still the best win, the biggest win on his resume. Not Wilder, but he beat him. This is the best on his resume. Klitschko, he won. Wilder, he won. Overrated, limited, one-dimensional Dylan White, he won. I'll throw Frank Cunningham in there as one of the best that he fought, who was a blown-up cruiserweight. And he won. Now, he fought Usyk twice, and he lost. So that's 6 fighters. Now look at those fighters that I just said and compare them to the guys Ali fought. This is what I'm saying. Look at Holyfield's resume. This is what I'm talking about, man. You can't fucking take these dudes, man, and just be like, oh, he would have beat this guy because. And this is what I'm saying. People forget Lennox Lewis fought against the older Klitschko. That motherfucker gave Lewis a run for his money. And, you know, Lewis cut him, and it was a great fight. People overlooked the fight. They overshadowed the fight because the fact that dude got cut and, you know, pretty much he lost the fight. But people was like, yo, he was winning the fight. And then Lewis never gave him a rematch, and then Lewis retired. So you understand what I'm saying? When I see Lewis struggle with certain guys, like Lewis, Ray Mercer gave him a tough fight. So you understand the point what I'm saying? But Lewis was consistent. Lewis was still a great fighter. Holyfield, these guys were great fighters. So do you see, like, my personal opinion, what I'm saying, when I gave my 3 picks of who I think out of those heavyweights would have been a good test for Ali, like possibly may have been able to, if anybody could beat him, just say, like those 3, I don't see Tyson beating Ali. I just don't. And I'm, like I said, I'm not saying those guys beat Ali, but I'm saying if the capabilities, those 3 dudes, man, was great boxers, man, and it was solid. Lewis, out of all of them, would probably have the better chance, but I don't even think, and the difference is this, because even with Lewis trying to cut the ring off, man, Ali was smart. He was sharp, and he was so fucking fast, man. You know what I'm saying? And in all honesty, man, the best bet they would have is catch Ali being careless or something. Other than that, I don't see them stopping Ali. I just see Ali slapping the fuck out of every one of them, dancing, moving, and making it just hard for them to do anything. And we talking prime for prime, man. And I'm just saying, and you look at Ali when he had to sit down on his punches and fight, he could. He could. And then, too, one thing about the older Klitschko, Vladimir is better than Vitaly, skill for skill. Vitaly was probably, I think Vitaly was tougher than Vladimir, and Vitaly was more, he was, that jab, he never stopped popping that jab. He worked off that jab. That's the one thing that I respect about the way he fought. He worked off of that jab, you know, but he was very stiff and robotic-like. But he still went in and did what he did against, you know, against Lewis. And I'm going to tell you, Ali at 6'3", and his movement, speed, and skill, and his mindset, a little 6'7", 6'9", that shit ain't mean nothing to him, man. That shit wouldn't have made no difference. Just like it ain't make no difference against Usyk. Just like it ain't make no difference against Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make a difference, man. Ernie Terrell was 6'6". So, you know, that shit ain't make no difference. Muhammad Ali, prime for prime, different. Joe Frazier, all those guys, man, they were different caliber fighters, man. They were just different caliber fighters. I don't think these fighters in this era got the toughness, and I don't think that these guys got the mental, the IQ to beat those guys. Not just the Ali era. I would put the 90s era of fighters over these dudes. The 80s and the 90s. The 80s and the 90s. And I'm telling you, when you see these guys, I'm going to separate Usyk from the rest of the heavyweights that's in this era right now. But I can't, I'm because of his consistency and his winning. But once again, I saw Daniel Dubois fold his ass with a body shot. I'm not going to act like that didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because even though he got that break, well, guess what? He got up and he was the one that was hurt. So why? The same way he was getting the break, Daniel Dubois was over there getting the break. So if he said, well, I got cold, man, that's your fucking problem. You didn't finish the job. No different from when Wilder legitimately dropped Fury and didn't finish him off. And Fury knew, okay, he can't knock me down. He can hurt me. But I also can get back up. You see? So Wilder couldn't finish the job. Remember when Luis Ortiz had Wilder hurt and had him rolling all over the ring, but he didn't finish the job. And then he got clipped. Not once, but twice. So when you look at these things and look at the consistency and look at who did what, look at the heart, the dedication, look at the skill, different eras, man. Different eras. But listen, man, salute to Alexander Usyk for what he did. Tyson Fury, salute to him because he went there. He fought the best fight that he could fight, man. You know, take all the jokes aside, but I'm dead ass serious with what I'm saying. I ain't even joking, but I'm saying I'm laughing at him. I'm still laughing at him and Frank Warren because they look like I could just picture them in the back crying together, man. Because Frank know that the gravy train is over now, and he's dependent on Daniel Dubois because Tyson Fury, no telling how much longer he want to stick around. But I think he's gonna want to go out with the win, and I don't know if they're gonna try to set something up between him and AJ. Don't know. We'll see. But Dubois is still in his 20s, so like mid 20s, whatever, mid to late 20s. So Dubois is his meal ticket right now, and I don't know how confident he is in him because you know it wasn't Dubois' night. It was Usyk's night actually, but Usyk and Fury, the fight was about them. So there's no need to be talking about Dubois versus fucking Usyk when he got to fight Joseph Parker. But they were bitching about the scorecards. And it's like, man, you bitching about the scorecards, bro. But listen, dude lost. He lost. So even if judges would have gave him 5 rounds to 7, most people had that shit scored 8-4. Everybody that I personally was talking to was like, yo, when they asked, because really when I watched the fight twice. The first time I watched the fight, I usually, it depends. Sometimes I sit and go, okay, I'm scoring the fight, but then sometimes, like I'm looking at who I feel like I think won the rounds. I don't know how the judges are looking at it. So without letting the judges influence what I'm thinking, I'm looking at it. I had that motherfucker score 8-4. So anybody that had it scored 7-5, okay, whatever. Bottom line, Usyk still won. Fury and Frank Warren talking about Usyk, Fury, both of them saying that Fury won the fight, and whatever, man. So what? They're gonna say he won. I told y'all. If he doesn't get knocked out, he's going to say he won. He goes, if you don't knock a guy out, this is what happens. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it, man. You lost. I don't feel no remorse for the motherfucker. You know, the motherfucker's delusional and he lies a lot. I salute him for the effort he put in the ring. But he talked all this shit and didn't back it up, man. You did not go to take that man's title. You went there and played it safe. You did not take control in that fight. You was trying to outbox him, trying to stay out of harm's way, and you basically was trying to not get clipped by the little middleweight, the little foreigner, the little middleweight. Yeah, you was trying to not get clipped, and you did not really go in there and just try to take his title and try to put it on him. You didn't do that, man. You did not do that. And I'm pretty damn sure if you would have got that decision, that crowd would have erupted. Now, as far as them wanting you to win, that might be something different, but like overall, put it to you like this. If the judges would have scored that motherfucker 7-5 for you or 8-4 for Fury, no true boxing fans would agree with that shit. No true boxing fans would agree with that shit. The only people that might sit there and said, yeah, it might have been the people from TalkSport. I don't know. I don't want to judge them because I don't know how they had the fight scored. But I say them because they always is trying to fucking give Fury the biggest nod, man. And a lot of times when people say things, they want to be right. They want to be right. So they'll yeah, I thought he won because people tell me it was a super close. It wasn't no razor thin, super close. Guys, take your feelings out of everything and look at things for what it is. That's what I do. I don't put my feelings in any of this shit. So if I could sit here and tell you guys, Anthony Joshua is the heavyweight that I root for to beat all these other heavyweights. And I'm telling you, no, he's not the best heavyweight out there. We still don't know who's better between him and Fury. It doesn't matter. We can assume, but no, I don't need to. We don't know that. I'm looking at who he's fought. I'm looking at his win-loss record, how he lost, who he lost to. I'm looking at everybody the same way. How the fuck am I going to sit here and tell you Anthony Joshua is better than Usyk? How the fuck is a Wilder fan going to sit here and tell you that Wilder is better than Usyk? How the fuck is a Fury fan going to sit here and tell you that Fury's better than Usyk? Or anybody else for that matter? Now, he's the only elite level heavyweight that's still undefeated. Because all of the top guys that we know, they all got losses. And more than one loss. So, come on, yo. No need for the bias. Anyway, Usyk did what he had to do. I'm not focused on Usyk versus Dubois. You know, Dubois got to get past Joseph Parker. I wanted to do a live today, but I can't. I got shit I got to do, so this is why I made this video as long as I did, so you guys can say all of what I needed to say in here. So if you guys got questions or things, comments, whatever, just, you know, put them in the comment section. I'll get back to try to. I don't know if I'm going to do any more boxing videos today. I might. I'm going to try. Depends. We'll see how things go. But yeah, so yeah, that's why I did this video so long. Because I had a lot to say about this, and I know a lot of y'all got a lot of shit to say about, you know, the fight or whatever, whether it's we got that motherfucker or whatever. But nah, man, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I wanted Usyk to beat his ass, man. Fury talked too much shit, man, and you know, now when you come up on a losing end, you know what I'm saying, and you talk all this bullshit about the better man winning and being a good sport and all that, and both times you cried like a little bitch, man, and made excuses about losing. Let's just say it like it is. Let's just say it like it is. You cried about losing. You thought you won the first fight. You thought you won the second fight. Come on, man. Wilder did the same shit when he fought you. You cheated. You cheated. You cheated. He thought he won the first fight. You cheated in the first fight. You cheated in the second fight. You cheated in the third fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, Joseph Parker, he didn't win the fight. They robbed me. I really won the fight. Neither one of us really did anything, but I definitely think I won the fight. Come on, man. He gets beat by Parker. I'm thinking me and AJ still fight. I mean, like, seriously. How about, hey, the better man won, hands down. Great job, Usyk. He did what he had to do. Instead of that, nope. I really won. And y'all bitching about the scorecards to try to, like, show a bias or something. Tyson Fury, you held that WBC title hostage for what, 3 years? And never had a fucking mandatory. All you had was voluntary challenges, man. So you want to talk about favoritism. Mauricio Suleiman opened his mouth and said, I feel sorry for Tyson Fury because he is part of the era where the guys don't want to fight him. What the fuck? And the world, listen to you arrogantly talk about giving AJ a bone. Giving him ultimatums to sign a contract right away. Blah, blah, blah. The same bullshit that fucking Deontay Wilder tried to do. Only they didn't, no negotiations, nothing. Just, you know, yeah, you gotta sign by tomorrow or no fight. Remember that shit? Then the Queen passes and then they postpone it. Sign by Monday or no fight. Everything was, and he tried the same thing with Usyk. Because we know that deep down inside, you never wanted to fight AJ. You never wanted to fight Usyk. And you sat there and wrote AJ off at the first press conference with Usyk. I'm not gonna know, there will be no AJ fight. This man beat Anthony Joshua twice. I beat Wilder. You tried to bank on that. You see how that shit backfired in your face? Yeah. Now you in the same boat as AJ. You lost to the same dude that AJ lost to. Not once, but twice, just like AJ. So now, for redemption, for both of you, because, well, AJ got redemption in terms of getting himself back on the map and looking solid again. Then he got his ass beat by Dubois. So, you understand what I'm saying? Your stablemate, who you've yet to fight. So, at the end of the day, and Joseph Parker, who you've yet to fight. But that's fighting your stablemate. So, yeah, now you just might get them to do a AJ versus Tyson Fury fight. because this would have interest, whether they fought in Dubai or whether they fought, in the UK. It would have interest in that sense, because it's more like okay, we never got this fight. Hey, man, let's see who the best is between these two. Yeah, pretty much that might be the case. Don't know, but we'll see. AJ out here doing real estate and shit. And, I don't know what the fuck is going on through AJ's head. And just looking at the boxing scene right now, man, changing of the guard is already happening. Usyk is still the champ. He's that guy. And should Parker beat Daniel Dubois, more than likely there'll be a rematch clause. And you got to look. I don't know when Usyk turns 39, but you got to look and think like this too. It's not like Usyk is waiting for Dubois. It's not like he's waiting for him. If he wants to be undisputed, he's going to have to fight Dubois or Parker, whoever wins. Bottom line. I don't think Dubois, if he lost, would take step aside money to let Parker go and fight Usyk. I don't think that's what would happen. If anything, he won his shot right away. And looking at the heavyweight landscape, I'm going to go look at that card, and then I'm going to check around and see any heavyweight fights that I may have missed with whoever, because I've been real busy, and with the holidays coming up and people, doing a whole lot of different things. And yeah, and the heavyweight, I forget this guy name, man. I always forget his name, but he fought last night. I'm gonna talk about him some more in my videos as well, man. He's looking solid right now, man. And the thing about it is this, though. I'm not quick to go put somebody up on a certain pedestal because they look good in certain fights when they haven't broken into the top 10 yet. Because that's where, you see the progress, but how good they are is determined once they get in there. And one thing that this era is full of is fighters that look solid, and all of a sudden they fight number 15 and, rank number 15 and go in there and get destroyed. Like, damn, you ain't even get to the top 10. You ain't even get to the top, 5, and damn, already. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. And you can't knock a guy. You're only as good as you are. But people have a very bad habit of building fighters and saying that they see shit that the fighters haven't even shown us yet. So, yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. And if there's any questions that y'all have or things that I didn't touch on that you want to talk about the fight and this, that, whatever, hey, cool, man. And that's the thing about lives, man. I never know when I'm going to be able to really do one. I could have actually did one. I really could have. But it's, it's early. Right now, it's only 10:13. This video is at the 1 hour and 38 minute mark. So I don't know who the fuck is up that early. And so I'm like, let me get this video in because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another one in. I'm going to try. I might not. Depends on what happens. I got shit I got to do. It's snow all over the place. I got to, get this snow out my driveway and all this shit as well. So it is what it is, y'all. But, yeah, it was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. But Fury being such an asshole, I'm pretty sure, I know there's a lot of people that wanted to see that boy-headed ass lose because the shit he be saying and, the lies, man. Entertaining people. You don't have to lie to entertain people. You don't have to make up shit. Be honest, man. Just, I don't care. But shit talking is not for me. But that shit doesn't even get there. I don't care about the shit talking. I don't care how these motherfuckers feel about each other. They can say whatever the fuck they want about each other. My whole thing is just stop acting like fights didn't happen because your opponent when you were the one that clearly ducked. You were the one clearly made it known you're not going to fight this guy. Remember before he said he had no... Remember when he was on TalkSport and he called in on the phone and they was saying like people talking about him and Usyk, but like even though the fight didn't happen, that definitely Usyk is somebody that he wants to fight. He goes, well, not really. I mean, I really never thought about it, and Usyk's not really a heavyweight. He's really a middleweight, and He's not from my era and this and that. Remember that shit? Then all of a sudden he turned around trying to get all aggressive, talking about he'll fight Usyk and this and that because people started chopping him up, saying he was ducking. And that got under his skin, scarred his ego. So he tried to redeem himself and talk shit, man. He did all that loud talking. I told you guys, Usyk is not bothered by that. Usyk don't give a fuck, man. He don't care about your words. All of that shit might sound good to the people listening, but when you get in there and you can't deliver, you become a joke. You become a laughingstock. Because everybody's going, man, you talked all of that shit, and look at what happened. You went in there, the much bigger man. And here's another thing. Here's another thing. Fury came in here heavier this time. Wouldn't that make you think, yeah, he's going to definitely try to come forward and try to put his weight on Usyk? He didn't do that shit because he's not confident to do it, because he knows Usyk can make him miss and make him pay. He knows that shit. Why you come in so much more heavier this time? So this is what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, that shit that he tried to do, it didn't work. It worked on Wilder all night. He'll throw the jab out. If it lands, it lands. He'll throw the fucking hook. But see, when Fury hits you and this part, his palm is hitting you, like down in here, almost down to the wrist, because he swings and he's trying to slap you with that shit and pull the back of your head into him. You're going to clinch it. He's going to walk you to the rope and keep leaning his weight on you. And Wilder, like a fucking airhead, just could not avoid that shit. Look when he tried to do that shit to Usyk. When he throw the jab, Usyk, both hands would go up. And Usyk turns. This is where this shit going. Usyk steps away. Usyk jumps in and fires. You understand what I'm saying? He couldn't do that shit to Usyk. Those tactics did not work. Everybody was talking about Fury's going to lean on him. He's going to wear him down. He's going to walk him back. Did Aries say or did he not say? That shit ain't going to work on Usyk. Usyk too smart. That's basic shit. Only a motherfucker who don't have common sense is going to go for that shit. Most fighters don't get that shit. Why am I standing here letting this dude lean his weight on me? And people were saying, well, if Usyk might complain to the referee, and if he complains to the ref, and the ref tell him, hey man, you're leaning, next time I'm gonna take a point, that's gonna affect Usyk, Fury's game plan. See, you wanna know why people say that shit? And I'm like, yeah, that could happen. They might complain, they could, that might happen. He very well could. And you're right. It would affect his game plan if that was a part of his game plan. But the reason why people are saying that is because they can't see the fight going any other way than the way they imagine it. But you're underestimating Usyk's intelligence. It's not just about throwing punches. It's everything. Watching the clock, looking about how much time is left on the clock, knowing when to throw combinations, knowing what feints to do, how to move, seeing how they react, knowing when to switch up, how to do things. Look, adjusting, readjusting, controlling the distance, setting traps and giving that look like you think I'm about to throw, but I'm not. Now you think I'm about to back up and I fire. You think 1 is coming, 3, 4, and 5 come. You understand what I'm saying? The next combination I throw, even if it's 3, 4, and 5, is not the same sequence as the last one. All of that shit, man. My mental toughness. Being able to fight through fatigue. All of that shit. Somehow, y'all gave Fury skills that I never even seen him do. And y'all gave Fury skills and gave him more credit for having heart and toughness than he actually really does. No fucking way. I'm 253 fucking pounds. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna fight a dude that I'm 20, 30 fucking pounds, 40 fucking pounds heavier than whatever, and I'm gonna go in there and fight this motherfucker like he's the big dude. There's no fucking way that I'm going, all this power and speed, this guy, I'm gonna go and be on the back foot against a motherfucker that I shouldn't be on the back foot against. And here's the thing. If you can't back Usyk up, right? If you can't back Usyk up, how are you going to be the guy that backs up on purpose and is not there stationary for you to hit him? How? And I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.